Welcome to Untitled TV with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7.0 review. Here at the X Games, actually even in Munich. Let me not forget that. As you can see, we have the X Game logo here in the back in the logo in the picture, but actually, of course, this is about the review of this tablet, and I have to send it back after, since I have had it for 2 weeks now for testing. I kind of loved it, also hated it sometimes because the battery life was just so amazing. I carried around the charger with me for nothing. But otherwise, the size is also quite beautiful, since we have some other tablets here, two Asus tablets actually. And the only drawback right now I could give you here on the device is the price. $229 for an 8 gig Wi-Fi tablet is just too much, since there is devices like the Asus Memo Pad, which has the exact same hardware, but only costs $129 with 8 gigs, and it's also expandable by my micro SD. So, but let us check out first this device, and then let's judge. Again, so we have on the bottom 2 speakers, micro USB for charging and data control, micro USB, micro SD for extra internal space, memory, since there's only 8 gigs, headphone, jack, on and off switch, reset hole, volume control. Then we are on the bottom again. On the back you can see this is the white version, which is of course glossy, 3 megapixel camera here. It says again here Wi-Fi 8 gigs, and on the front you also have here the on and off button, or actually the home button you could say, back and settings. Otherwise 1.3 megapixel camera and a sensor actually to regulate it depending on how much the sun is shining on the tablet. Like for example right now, if I will unlock it, I can see actually quite a bit of the tablet. Come on. But in the video it's also not that great to show, so actually let me just move here a little bit into the shade on the right, so I can show you a little bit around the device. Like for example, you can see that when we are going here through the screens, actually let me hold it up this way. When we're here going through the screens, it's quite nice and smooth, but it's kind of too smooth. When you do this animation, this overlapping, swiping, just kind of slowly getting into the picture, and I don't like that. I don't know how you feel, but it's not perfect for me. If I open up here the apps, same thing. Could be a little bit faster, but I think this is just programming, so a little bit of software update could fix that. Otherwise, when I go out again, what's quite handy is of course that you have this hardware on and off button, which I love, and of course also here the settings and back right away on the side of it. There's some games on here, but they take forever to load, so I won't do that right now, even though this is a review video. Let's just take a look at some pictures and take some pictures ourselves. So in the German video of this test, I took some pictures of my coffee and the box of the device, which you can see here right now. Not all are sharp actually, but the last one is totally fine, since I can almost read the small prints of the box. So let me just go out of here, and what is actually kind of great is when you go here to the apps, and I would say I go to the gallery, I can right away, usually at least, can right away select the camera. So I could just do a quick photo with the 3 megapixel camera of what's happening around us. Let me just do it outside of the picture, so you see a little bit of the X Games. I just took the picture, didn't take that long, and you can see here what's happening behind these walls in the back. Quite beautiful. I could zoom in, maybe even see some faces, even though this is of course just a digital zoom. There's no optical zoom on a tablet right now. Actually there could be of course sometimes in the future some company could come out with the same idea Samsung did with that 12 megapixel camera with S4 inside and zoom. But of course let's just go out of here, and actually I forgot to show the front camera, so let's not get out of here. Flipping on the camera, just hitting this button is quite easy, and then you can see here the front camera is also nice, responsive, fast, and I could just fall asleep because the sun is shining so greatly. So let me just take myself out of the picture, since I'm kind of sleepy today. Otherwise, program-wise, you can see there's these 4 are new. These are by me, Dungeon Hunter, MC4, so Modern Combat 4 and so on. But as I said, they take too long to load. Otherwise, we have the standard Android apps here actually installed, like the Messenger. Oops, I didn't want to press it. Messenger, video player, S-Planner, S-Voice, anything with S at the beginning you could say, is on this device, but that's of course not true, since Songza is actually only playing in the 31 floor, and I'm not sure if that's what I want to talk to you about, since we are reviewing a tablet. As I said, I'm a little bit tired, so let's just go on with keyboard. One important factor about this device is, of course, you will do it for all kinds of things, mainly browsing. When you open up Chrome, I know we don't have Wi-Fi right now, but if I go inside, you can see the keyboard is kind of tiny. This is TouchWiz by Samsung, so they make it this way, but you can still type quite easily, jealous or anything else. I think I typoed it, so it's not right anyway. Deleting could be a little bit bigger, it's a really tiny button, but at least we have the whole range of numbers right there. You can go right away to settings and so on and so on, it's quite good. And you could of course use also a Siri-like app to tell the device what you want to do. But that takes a lot of setup. So, what else? Keyboard, of course, if this is too small for you, let's rotate. Rotating, you can see happening quite fast, and again here, letters are big enough now and it's fun to use. You can always use also the settings buttons here, back button and home switch to go home. Otherwise, yeah, there's not much else to show you on the device. You have a Memo Pad, which is of course great, even though we have no stylus for this device. It's a not Note device, but I can just go here into Note, edit it, say enter, and blah 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 blah. Works quite good, fast and just handy. No, you should not. Anyhow, let's check out the device in comparison with others. So, if the sun is already shining, and I told you, you can see the display in the sunlight, which I hope you can at least a little bit. Let's just compare it with something that's $100 cheaper and has the almost same hardware, since actually it's $100 cheaper and has a better display in terms of resolution. I would say you can read both the exact same way in the sunlight. Let me just go here to the app selection, maybe that's a little bit fairer. Well, actually, Samsung is better since the letters are bigger and the icons are bigger due to the resolution. So, strange that just because of the resolution everything is smaller in this case, but actually it's kind of fair, and Samsung has outdone themselves again, because they can sell this expensive tablet for $229 with not even having the best hardware at all inside. Otherwise, comparing it in size, for example, with the Asus Memo Pad, again not fair, since this is what you get. The Samsung is smaller, but in terms of thickness I would say they are about the same. Battery is actually the same size, I can tell you that, both 4000 milliamp. You can see right away in terms of thickness they are not the same. And there's not much else negative or even positive to tell you about the Samsung, except for the battery lasts forever. I plugged it in 2 weeks ago on this device and I just turned it on today. 80% of battery life are now available, but I have not used it in between. When you're using it, the battery goes down as fast as 1% every 5 to 10 minutes, which is again actually quite fast, but just what you're used to actually from a notebook or a netbook. So yeah, there it is, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7.0. I recommend to wait to buy it till it's at least $150 or less, since $229 is just too much, since there's 3G tablets with a better display resolution out there, and of course I think even a better design, except for the size. So thank you very much for watching. The next time please send it again. This was the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7.0 review here at the X Games with a bright sunlight. And okay, let me just show you a little bit around. There's not much happening here, but it's the first time in Europe anyway, and in Germany especially. So till next time, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs.